the reflection have found the reference. What is out there is not just 4 dimension, at least 11 dimension. The methodology they used, algebraic topology, and the informations they have, they even try to map it down on the brain of the rat and confirming many of the informations they have make sense. Understand, microcosms, telescope and microscope is algebraic topology. Macrocosms, telescope and microscope together is penetrated by oneness. The moment it is initiated, if the third eye is penetrated by the oneness, it acts as telescope and microscope together for cosmos, Brahmanda, what is out there. So if you want to understand and manifest the powers, want to experience Kailasa, hold my hand and come along with me. With me, sit with integrity and listen and come along with me. I'll take you to Kailash now.
So many times you may have some desire, some guilt, some pain for which you are not able to find solution. And now the best chance or the best way to get the solution is from Master. Master is here. Don't miss the chance. We are going to work on each major layers. We are going to work on desire, guilt, depression, fear, and every major things, not only practically, esoterically. It is not even actually technique, because they are so esoteric, so deep. The whole course is designed just for the total transformation.
Some of the scientists and researchers who are studying the reflection have found the reference. What is out there is not just 4 dimension, at least 11 dimension. The methodology they used, algebraic topology, and the informations they have, they even try to map it down on the brain of the rat and confirming many of the informations they have make sense. Understand, microcosms, telescope and microscope is algebraic topology. Macrocosms, telescope and microscope together is penetrated by oneness. The moment it is initiated, if the third eye is penetrated by the oneness, it acts as telescope and microscope together for cosmos, Brahmanda, what is out there. So if you want to understand and manifest the powers, want to experience Kailasa, hold my hand and come along with me. With me, sit with integrity and listen and come along with me. I'll take you to Kailash now.
So many times you may have some desire, some guilt, some pain for which you are not able to find solution. And now the best chance or the best way to get the solution is from Master. Master is here. Don't miss the chance. We are going to work on each major layers. We are going to work on desire, guilt, depression, fear, and every major things, not only practically, esoterically. It is not even actually technique, because they are so esoteric, so deep. The whole course is designed just for the total transformation.
Some of the scientists and researchers who are studying the reflection have found the reference. What is out there is not just 4 dimension, at least 11 dimension. The methodology they used, algebraic topology, and the informations they have, they even tried to map it down on the brain of the rat and confirming many of the informations they have makes sense. Understand, microcosms, telescope and microscope is algebraic topology. Macrocosms, telescope and microscope together is penetrated by oneness. The moment it is initiated, if the paradise is penetrated by the oneness, it acts as telescope and microscope together for cosmos, Brahmanda, what is out there. So if you want to understand and manifest the powers, want to experience Kailasa, hold my hand and come along with me. With me, sit with integrity and listen. And come along with me. I'll take you to Kailash now.
So many times you may have some desire, some guilt, some pain for which you are not able to find solution. And now the best chance or the best way to get the solution is from Master. Master is here. Don't miss the chance. We are going to work on each major layers. We are going to work on desire, guilt, depression, fear, on every
topology. Macrocosms, telescope and microscope together is penetrated by oneness. The moment it is initiated, if the paradise is penetrated by the oneness, it acts as telescope and microscope together for cosmos, Brahmanda, what is out there. So if you want to understand and manifest the powers, want to experience Kailasa, hold my hand and come along with me. With me, sit with integrity and listen. And come along with me. I'll take you to Kailash now. This Paramashivam is like literally the ultimate journey.
Consciousness, the most used,
but the least understood.
Why do we need to know about the consciousness?
Is knowing about the consciousness, is it a choice for us? Is it a luxury?
It's not a luxury, it is a survival need. So let's today decode the cosmic code. Today, all of you watching SPH Nithyananda Rudra show, and I am Sri Nithya Premayananda Maharaj.
And I am Sri Nithya Brahmasukhananda Maharaj. And
Yes.
we are today bringing to you the pre-darshan segment on the Nithyananda TV, the Nithyananda Rudra's show, as we prepare ourselves for the live darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who is gracing us today in the live darshan in the Paramashivam program and making himself available to each and every being on this planet.
So before getting into the darshans, let's have this one science decoded. What is consciousness? Why this modern humanity needs to know about the consciousness? Because we goes on speak about body, mind, and beyond body and mind we are consciousness. Let's decode today. So let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatidam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamashyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Shakshibhutam Bhavatidam Trigunaragitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Yes, Nithyanam everyone. So before starting this today's segment, I really want to put a straightforward question to you, Maharaj. Okay. How many times you used this term consciousness, and how many times you really meant from your understanding and used those terms in your life?
See, if you ask from my experience, consciousness is a word which has been used and even abused by so many of, all around us. We use this term all the time. It appears. It can be in the media, it can be in the books, it can be anywhere. So often this word is used, but at the same time, when we actually ask someone, right? If you even ask me, even in the earlier day, before even I met Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, did I really understand this word? The answer is no. None of us really understand what it means, right? There is some, shallow understanding about the word consciousness from the Western perspective, but when we actually use the term consciousness in the context of how Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the whole science of Hinduism, of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, then from that context, if we try to understand, hardly anybody knows what the word consciousness means and why in the first place do we have to know about the consciousness, right? So this question neither do we ask ourselves nor do we ask anyone else. What is the whole need of even to knowing anything about this word consciousness, which is so often used?
Yes, I think I would also share, there was a time when I used to relate with the people through the body and mind structures.
Yes.
Whenever I remember my body, it always comes to my, I can even immediately imagine my hands. Right? And whenever I imagine or whenever I relate with my mind, I always think about my the forehead. But whenever I feel about consciousness, there was a time when I don't have the understanding about the consciousness, I will feel like body plus mind is consciousness. So this is how I've been brought up without this proper knowledge, and I went on use this a superficial way of most convincing way of telling that I'm consciously trying to help you, all that. So it is I'm out of my body, mind, everything, all the souls put together, I'm trying to help you, or kind of putting in a fantasized words. But this word, this consciousness, the real science was misunderstood and is not being clearly conveyed to this current, especially to the modern youths, because they lost this one thread, which is the Guru Shishya Parampara.
Exactly. Even if we look into what is happening in the Western world, so the so-called modern science, how they are evolving today, they are also using the term consciousness. But we have to understand, when they use the term consciousness, especially in the modern scientific community, they say the consciousness is just a product of the body and mind only. Yes. It is just something which is material in nature, which is based on matter, on neurons. So basically a lot of neurons firing against each other all the time, something that they create, a kind of an awareness, that is called consciousness. Even modern science is not able to understand the truth about consciousness, that consciousness is something that is beyond both body and mind. This is the truth which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is sharing, he is revealing and reviving from the ancient Hindu scriptures, the Vedas and the Agamas. How this science is useful to you in your most practical day-to-day life. Not something big fancy words that he's using which may have some philosophical or intellectual curiosity, that kind of the brain candy kind of an appeal. No, it is something, it is a tool, it is a power, and it is the most important, valuable, infinite resource that is available to each and every one of us, which we don't even know about.
Yes.
Right? That is the importance of knowing about the truth about consciousness, and in fact the truth about the universe, the truth about cosmos itself. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shares a very important truth from the Vedas and Agamas, as is revealed by Paramashiva himself. Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. It means knowing about the cosmos makes us experience oneness with the cosmos. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given us so much of in-depth understanding about this, what it really means, why you should know about it, right? So as we go deeper into this topic today, the context which we are trying to bring out to the people is, even today in the Mahaparamashivam program, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revealing one of the most, not even one, actually many of the most sacred secrets from the ancient enlightened civilization, the Hindu civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Sciences like Rasa Siddham, which is the alchemy. We all have heard a lot about the whole alchemy. There are many popular books written on this topic, alchemy. It seems like a fiction or something from the ancient world or of magic and this and that, where any metal can be turned into gold. But none of us really believe, or neither do we really know that this is actually a reality.
Yes.
And this reality is grounded in Hinduism.
Yes.
Right? Apart from this, many other sciences, many other important truths, advanced, deep truths about Hinduism. For example, the truth of 36 tattvas, which Paramashiva reveals in the Agama, like Sadashiva Tattva, Shakti Tattva, Vidya Tattva. All of these truths the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revealing today in the Mahaparamashivam program. In each and every session when you attend, you will get the powerful dose of all these cognitions, which will then be bolted in you once you receive the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Just in a few minutes, we'll be having the darshan, when all these powerful truths will be bolted into your very muscle memory and bio memory. But one natural question which arises in most of the viewers is, why should I even know about all this?
Yes.
What is the need for me knowing all these big things? Does it even matter to me in my day-to-day life? Will it give me my daily bread and butter? That is some of the questions which the people ask.
I think it's more than that. I think the level at which people are able to relate with this science have reduced drastically. The imagination, the visualization, the cognitions with which how this Gurukul system have evolved the kids, their visualization have expanded in that scale. They are able to visualize all this. Like the same story which what happened in the Prahlada's life. While he was in his mother's womb itself, whatever Narada has conveyed, all the science, it went to him into his bio memory. I think the last segment you mentioned about the bio memory. These sciences, many of you feel like, yes, I want to understand, but when Supreme Lord of Hinduism started speaking, I couldn't able to understand. That is what the Shaktipada is happening. You don't need to listen. You don't need to try to visualize, understand all that. Just this Shaktipada, that mirror neurons will happen. It'll just transmit the energy. It does it is like, the electroforming. There is no physical touch.
Yes.
You just keep the metal, give the electricity. The whole darshan is all about this electroforming process. Simply the gold from the other metal, the cathode to anode, will just transfer simply. So that's how it is. Even in the Prahlada's life, the Supreme Part of Hinduism beautifully have explained, while he was in the womb, this Shaktipada happened. So he was able to listen and cognize to all the teachings, the power manifestation and the science Narada has given. So when he came out, when he took the birth, whatever the problem he faced in his life, he was able to immediately find a solution. So today, what is the main thing which the current youth is facing is, they are not ready to, they are not prepared themselves. This ecosystem which is around them is not giving them the, I would say, is an incubator for them to understand these sciences. That is what we are lacking. And only Supreme Point of Hinduism, the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva himself, only he can give this science. Because Hinduism has structured in a way that it is not that Hinduism doesn't have, had only one guru or only one god. Hinduism has vast gurus and vast gods. But people ask, why Supreme Point of Hinduism? I think we have answered in many places. Let me take one more moment to answer to all the viewers. This science has to be taught to the world. Even when we talk about the yoga, Supreme Point of Hinduism said, ask about the source. Before even practicing yoga, before even start thinking about the yoga, understand the roots, where it came from. Ask for the authentic sources. So here, even in the Mahaparamashivam, all the sciences, all the sacred sciences which the Supreme Point of Hinduism is giving us the initiations, it is from the Sasa Pramana, Apta Pramana, Atma Pramana and Shakshi Pramana. So only the Supreme Point of Hinduism, he is not only been initiated, not only he had his own experience, not only he can just transmit the science, he can transmit the science and make the people to transmit the science. Only he has that authority to give, not only to initiate the people and make people to initiate. So that's why if you've seen all the brahmacharis, Gurukul Balasans, all of them sitting in front of you doing the power manifestation, it is not that they are just manifesting, they were able to make you manifest in your life.
Yes, exactly. And that is the power of the initiation of an incarnation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the living manifestation of Paramashiva himself, who has descended on the planet Earth to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. breakthrough from the mediocrity in the first place. All of us have gone so deep into this whole mediocre mindset, especially the Hindu civilization. Even when we talk about all these truths, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism reveals about alchemy, science, right, all these 36 tattvas, we should know that all of these sciences were not only understood, were practiced in day-to-day life when the Hindu civilization was at its peak just a few centuries ago. And even just a few decades ago, we were seeing there were so many people walking on the lengths and breadths of wherever the Hindu civilization was prevalent, manifesting these powers, manifesting these sciences, teaching these sciences to the whole world. But it is unfortunate today, because of so much of attacks against the Hindu civilization, the Hindus, the modern day Hindus, especially the current Hindu, the generation of Hindus,
Yes, Maharaj.
they've been completely made
So
to
we need to
forget
get
about
Abhyasi to
that
go
grand
into the
legacy,
MPSM
right?
room.
It is not something which is out there stored in the
How
past.
do I
It is
do
a
that?
living civilization. All these sciences have
He has
been
to
living
fill the
from
form and
generation
get
to
the links
generation,
and go
especially
inside.
nurtured and
Where
protected
is
by the
this
Hindu
for?
Shishya Parampara, right? So
I
when
mean,
people
same as
start
everyone, right?
understanding, and
Paramashivaham.org.
even if they don't understand, just getting initiated and start
Yeah,
manifesting
okay.
all these great sciences, great
Okay.
powerful cognitions,
Okay.
everything starts happening in their life. Everything positive, life positive changes start happening.
So I don't
They start
know,
manifesting the best and the best gifts in all dimensions of life, be it health, be it wealth, success, career, power
I don't know how to say
manifestation,
it.
and all the way
Comment
till
it down,
enlightenment.
français.
That is the very reason why Hindu
Abhyasi,
civilization
est-ce
was
que,
the richest, most prosperous,
est-ce que vous
most
avez
knowledgeable,
complété
most
la
spiritually advanced, most technologically advanced in any
registration
dimension
pour
that
le
you, even
programme?
artistically advanced, any dimension you can think about, Hindu civilization was at the peak, the best. And the core reason was because the Hindu civilization, the sciences from Vedas and Agamas were practiced by people on the streets.
But
As
I
a
don't know,
common
I don't know,
lifestyle.
because
we have gone too far away from that, and that is why the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving all
I don't
this
know,
knowledge
you know,
from the source,
if it
from
will
the
take
Vedas
more
and
than one
Agamas,
day for him to
giving
be
all
able
the
to
proofs,
join.
all the
Sometimes it takes
evidences,
a
the
while.
Shastra Pramana, as Maharaj has put
You know,
it,
I don't know
Shastra
if he
Pramana,
can just
Apta
join.
Pramana,
How can he?
Atma Pramana, his own experience,
Yeah,
and making it an
I sent
experience
him the
for you
link for
as
today
Sakshi Pramana,
to join.
grounding you
So
more and more into these higher truths. And as he says, just listening to these truths will
Which
help
link
you,
did you
just like
send?
it helped Prahlada, right? When he listened to these truths in the womb of his mother, he did not understand all this intellectually. He did not probably even know that he was
Yeah.
listening, but he was
See,
listening.
he's going to have
And
to
all of these
create
truths
the
automatically got
e-citizen
embedded in his
profile.
muscle memory, which proved to be useful in the core, in the most crisis moments of his life. Automatically these truths came up.
I don't
So
think
that is
he
the
did that
importance
yet.
of knowing all these higher truths of the cosmos. Just listening to these truths from the Guru will protect you. And as we are preparing today for the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as he is going to grace us today, take a moment and invite all your loved ones, your friends, your family, your neighbors, your acquaintances, your colleagues, whoever you can think of contacting, contact them and bring them. Let them all receive this great initiation from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and let them also radiate these higher truths. Let them also manifest the best things in life. So the link for the Paramashivam program is being projected at the bottom of your screen. The QR code is also there. You can scan the QR code and directly join the program. The sessions are already running and we are preparing for the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, or directly go to the link paramashivaham.org and sign up for the program and be a part of this great happening. Give yourself the best gift in the first place to manifest the superconscious breakthrough and make others also manifest the superconscious breakthrough. So we will take some time, sign up for the program. We will just be right back after a few moments.
Way. The principal cognitions we will be manifesting experientially. Each of the principal cognitions, the principal truths, the whole science of manifesting Paramashiva in you is presented as four major paths: Charya Pada, Kriya Pada, Yoga Pada, Jnana Pada. The whole Hinduism is founded on these four words. Holding the cognition you are the ultimate Paramashiva, and making that as your lifestyle, manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, everything of Paramashiva in your day-to-day life, learning it, manifesting it, living it. You will be having the space in the shoulder, and from sitting on the shoulders of Paramashiva, Guru himself, traveling to Mahakailasa and experiencing Paramashiva in ultimate, blissful, safest, bestest way. Understand, program starts but never ends, and it is never the same again. It is actually not a program, it's a lifestyle initiation. It is just upgrading your consciousness, your being. Bring intense sincerity, sincere intensity into this program. Instead of sitting with your depressions, sit with me, Paramashiva. I welcome all of you to register by going to paramashivam.org. And even if you have attended already any program, please go through once more intensely, sincerely, because it is going to be absolutely new and different level. I commit with you all. I will initiate all of you, bless you all with the Shakti Pada, Shakti Pada, and Paramashiva myself will manifest the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness and Kailasa of Paramashiva in all of us.
Yes, Nithyanandam, welcome back. So as we are decoding the so-called term which has been used most of the places, but it was not conveyed properly, the science, the truth behind the word consciousness was not conveyed properly. So as we are decoding today, the early segment we have seen, just by listening, that one intense listening, how Prahlada has got this, the Shaktipada happening in his life. Same way here, as we are getting prepared for the Supreme Fund of Hinduism, the live darshan with the Supreme Fund of Hinduism, the QR code is also being projected on the screen. For all those viewers, of course, yes, we do have a darshan for all the public viewers as well on the Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. But to get the exclusive questions, your questions answered, blessings answered, please, we recommend you to join, use the QR code in the bottom and getting to the link, and where you can have the two-way darshans where the Supreme Fund of Hinduism also can see you. Just imagine his eyes falling on you. That's enough. That itself will liberate all the karmas that you feel that you're still holding on. So let's talk about the same decoding here. Supreme Fund of Hinduism said it is just the intense listening is enough to get this science inside you. Doesn't need to feel it, we doesn't need to have a faith or belief, nothing. Only listening is enough. Even Supreme Fund of Hinduism has went ahead and said that whatever you have done in the past, it is the decision you're making now, that how you want your future to be. That one decision makes and begins your entire life itself. Even like, maybe like you can say as an example, and today what we're going to see, like the Chandrashekara manifestation is the same. How Paramashiva has liberated his curse, right? What happened through Chandrashekara form, how he liberated Chandra's curse. Same way here, even if you are like doing sins and getting the bad karma for almost like 90 to 100 years in your life, and while you leaving the body, by Guru's grace or by Paramashiva's grace, if you decide that I want to change my life, whole thing will be left all the karmas will be liberated and you will reach the Maha Kailasa. It is same like, because all the pains, all the bad karmas, it settles with our body.
Yes.
Like muscle memory. But all this powerful cognitions, it embeds in your bio memory. Of course, when you leave the body will leave off. So my body, like muscle memory will leave off. So it is the one decision you're taking in your life. Even today, even though if you're not able to understand, grasp all the science which is being taught through this Hindu sciences, sacred sciences, just you deciding today that even though I'm not able to cognize everything, let me start imbibing in my life. Let the science has its own power. You don't need to do any your own efforts. It has its own power. You just need to allow yourself. That's all that is needed here. So same thing what today we're going to experience, that how Paramashiva himself came in the Chandrashekara form and liberated the curse that Chandra has kept alive. So that is how what we're going to experience today by this liberation process. All of us we're going to experience to this darshan today.
Yes. So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism sharing again and again, stressing upon this point that listening about the cosmos itself has the power to liberate you. He gives a very down-to-earth important example. He says, for example, whenever he talks about Kashi, for instance, he talks about the magnificence of the city. He talks about how this whole city is filled with temples and all the ghats. In one line, in one queue, you see so many ghats, in the city of Kashi, and so many temples in each and every ghat, right? So it builds a picture in our mind, even if we have never gone to Kashi, never even thought about it, nothing. Just him sharing about the details about the city of Kashi. If we somehow end up in the city of Kashi someday, right? Suddenly when we find ourselves, we wake up, okay, we are in the city of Kashi, now what to do? All those truths which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has shared about the city of Kashi, they start coming up, they start popping up in our head automatically. All that imagery that we had built in our minds, this is the whole temples are there, Ashwamedh Ghat is there, Dashashwamedh Ghat is there, then we go to, we go from one ghat to another, there's Manikarnika Ghat. All these truths start simply coming up at that time, and they start guiding us. We'll not feel that we don't know anything about this city, we're completely new. It will start guiding us, okay, this is the place, we can ask someone where to go and everything. Similarly, when we hear all these great truths from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, it can be truth about the whole consciousness itself, that we are Paramashiva, we are consciousness. It can be truths about the 36 tattvas. It can be truths about the spiritual alchemy science, the Rasa Siddham, for example, what he is sharing, what he is initiating us into today. All these truths, this mere listening to all these truths has the power to guide us whenever we need them the most. Even if we don't understand any of it intellectually, even if we don't remember while we are alive in this body, the moment we leave this body, we are also going to find ourselves, like in the city of Kashi, that example, we are also going to find ourselves suddenly in the cosmos, left in the cosmos. All these truths will come up at that time, whatever the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has shared with us, and they will guide us at that time. Just like these truths guided Prahalada, all these truths, what he heard in the womb of his mother, they started guiding him at each and every moment of his life later on, whenever he needed them the most, whenever he was in a low frequency or facing some crisis. All these truths guided him. Similarly, all these great truths about cosmos, about consciousness, are going to be directly useful for us and going to guide us further as we leave the body. And as we just put it, most of our conditioning, most of our patterns, most of our powerlessness is stuck in the muscle memory space. It's still in the muscle memory. More than 90% of all these patterns are in the muscle memory. The moment we leave the body, most of it will become irrelevant. And only these powerful cognitions which are there in the biomemory, it is the biomemory that we will carry on after we leave this body. And all these truths will be stored in that biomemory. And the decision that we are going to take, how we are going to live the future, how we are going to live our life in the future from now on, that decision is going to be stored in the biomemory. So when we leave the body, most of the conditioning, most of the patterns, limiting cognitions, all of that are going to be irrelevant anyway. What will stay and what will guide us is these higher truths and the decision to live by these higher truths. And simply by that decision, that is going to decide of our future course, of our future births, whether we are even going to take a body or not, or we are going to be liberated, right? All these truths, as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism puts it, the most powerful truth is nothing else exists other than Paramashiva with consciousness, right? And that is the core truth. The moment we get initiated into that core truth that we are consciousness. We are not the body, we are not the mind. We are consciousness, which is something beyond the body and the mind. All our limited cognitions start just melting away. They start becoming irrelevant, they start becoming redundant, and we start manifesting a completely new life altogether, which is not bound by any limitations of space and time, which is not bound by any limitations of what is possible, what is not possible, what is logical, what is not logical, what can be achieved, what cannot be achieved. All of these cognitions simply start melting away. They start becoming irrelevant, redundant. The moment we start getting more and more grounded in the higher truths, the most fundamental truth that we are Paramashiva. Mere listening to this truth is enough to initiate us and make us manifest the life from this cognition.
I think I just want, actually, I was just closely listening to what Supreme Court of Hinduism have said, and then what you have quoted his all his words. But here, this is where I actually kind of stuck with me. Like when you said that Supreme Court of Hinduism has said, like you can go and do 90 years of all the, like, I would say, like bad karma, bad activities. But at the moment you decide that you want to get enlightened, you want to get into this knowledge, you can be liberated, because all this pain, sufferings, everything will just stuck with your muscle memory, and you can liberate yourself with the bio memory, the bio energy with which we carry these truths. Here is the point. I think everyone has to understand. All these anti-Hindu elements, they will just pick up this word. Oh, the Supreme Court of Hinduism is saying we can go ahead and do 90 years of all the bad activities. No, he is not approving all of us to do the crimes here. He is giving you the signs that even in the last moment, Hinduism has given you the possibility to liberate yourself. Because in the multidimensional logic, your conscious decisions for the future is your freedom. That is how the Hindu principle, the Hindu science has taught us. What Supreme Court of Hinduism has explained in this whole alchemy, it's all about this. When you decide that even while you're leaving the body, leave all the past you have done in the time. Why, even if you're leaving the body, if you take this conscious decision that how you want your future to be, Hindus have given the signs that you will be liberated from all the sufferings and you'll be reach Mahakailasa, because all these karmas will just burnt away, just you cognizing that Paramashiva is real. That one thing, that this vibrating presence of Paramashiva himself, he will just liberate all the karmas and you will reach Mahakailasa. So this is what, like, it has always been like, these are the elements, the Hindu, anti-Hindu elements.
Yes.
They just pick it up and then they will, like, manipulate and they will use it against the Hindu gurus, because Hindu gurus are the only, I would say, the last light for Hinduism. Of course, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism is the last lamp for the Hinduism, because he is again grounding himself into getting these truths out, reviving this whole Kailasa, making it possible for all the humanity. Because he never bounds to any of the sciences to only the Hindu or Hindu diaspora. Yeah. It is for entire humanity. So Kailasa is all about just go on, contribute, and make this science available for all the humanity.
And as we are preparing for today's auspicious darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, in the Paramashivam program, graces us in the Chandrashekara Murti and various other forms, gracing us with his presence, initiating us, giving us all the best boons, best gifts, all these higher truths, higher powerful cognitions that we are just introducing. That is what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is actually making it into reality for all of us, right? Teaching us, making us experience all of these truths. That is the power of the darshan, receiving the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So let's take some time, prepare ourselves, sign up for the Paramashivam program, visit the link paramashivam.org or scan the QR code. You will be directly guided to the two-way video conferencing where you can receive the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The most important, best thing about this two-way video conferencing darshan is that not only you will be able to see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, his eyes will fall on you, and because of that, that has the power, mere glimpse of the Master, mere glimpse of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism falling on you has the power to burn all your karmas. to burn all your sufferings away and give you a completely new life altogether. So let's take this moment, sign up for the program, and invite everyone who you can call, contact, message them, get them on board, and make them also enjoy this rare opportunity, so that they can also be blessed, their families can also be blessed, and they can have the super conscious breakthrough and create the reality that they want. So sign up for the Mahaparamashivam program. Let's take some time, let's take a short break, and we will be back just in a few minutes.
Some of the scientists and researchers who are studying the reflection have found the reference. What is out there is not just 4 dimensions, at least 11 dimensions. The methodology they used, algebraic topology, and the information they have, they even tried to map it down on the brain of the rat and confirming many of the information they have makes sense. Understand, microcosms, telescope and microscope is algebraic topology. Macrocosms, telescope and microscope together is penetrated by oneness. The moment it is initiated, if the third eye is penetrated by the oneness, it acts as telescope and microscope together for cosmos, Brahmanda, what is out there. So if you want to understand and manifest the powers, want to experience Kailasa, hold my hand and come along with me. It means sit with integrity and listen and come along with me. I'll take you to Kailash now.
This Mahaparamashivoham is like literally the ultimate journey in a most safest way. The principal cognitions we will be manifesting experientially. Each of the principal cognitions, the principal truths, the whole science of manifesting Paramashiva in you is presented as 4 major paths: Tariya Pada, Kriya Pada, Yoga Pada, Jnana Pada. The whole Hinduism is founded on these 4 words. Holding the cognition you are the ultimate Paramashiva and making that as your lifestyle, manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, everything of Paramashiva in your day-to-day life, learning it, manifesting it, living it. You will be having the space in the shoulder, and from sitting on the shoulders of Paramashiva, Guru himself, traveling to Mahakailasa and experiencing Paramashiva in ultimate, blissful, safest, bestest way. Understand, program starts but never ends, and it is never the same again. It is actually not a program, it's a lifestyle initiation. It is just upgrading your consciousness, your being. Bring intense sincerity, sincere intensity into this program. Instead of sitting with your depressions, sit with me, Paramashiva. I welcome all of you to register by going to paramashivoham.org. And even if you have attended already any program, please go through once more intensely, sincerely, because it is going to be absolutely new and different level. I commit with you all. I will initiate all of you, bless you all with the Shakti Pada, Shakti Nipada, and Paramashiva myself will manifest the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness and Kailasa of Paramashiva in all of us.
Some of the scientists and researchers who are studying the reflection have found the reference. What is out there is not just 4 dimension, at least 11 dimension. The methodology they used, algebraic topology, and the informations they have, they even tried to map it down on the brain of the rat and confirming many of the informations they have makes sense. Understand, microcosms, telescope and microscope is algebraic topology. Macrocosms, telescope and microscope together is penetrated by oneness. The moment it is initiated, if the pattern is penetrated by the oneness, it acts as telescope and microscope together for cosmos, Brahmanda, what is out there. So if you want to understand and manifest the powers, want to experience Kailasa, hold my hand and come along with me. It means sit with integrity and listen. And come along with me. I'll take you to Kailash now.
Yes, Nithyanam, welcome back. So in the earlier segment, we have been seeing about how this Hindu science, just at the last moment, if you just decide yourself that you want to get this conscious experience in your life, Hindus have given this possibility of even just realizing that Paramashiva is real at the last moment gives you the liberation. So what is failing in our humanity now? Why this truth is not being conveyed to everyone? Why everyone is not, I would say, like they won't understand this truth at all? Because fundamentally, the society where we are living now doesn't like you to living in your awakened lifestyle, because it is all about like mass dulling, mass dilution everywhere. People they are not able to cognize themselves and they don't want to push themselves to the like higher consciousness. So they create this ecosystem that felt like, okay, this is fine. That's all. I can be like this. That's how this modern, especially the Hindu youths, are being conveyed that I can like just being born in the Hindu family is enough for me. I can be a Hindu. I don't need to go bang my head and then understand what Hinduism has given to the world and what Hinduism has given to the humanity, how I should get all the science in my life, or how I should preserve this science, revive this science to the next generations. So this, especially when you're in the world, where the continuous massacre is happening, violation is happening, and you continuously seeing the violations news everywhere. When any violation is happening next to you, you feel like, okay, violation is okay. So that is how this especially the current humanity is brought down. Being in a state where you struck with your day-to-day activities, day-to-day problems, having pain, sufferings, and using the terms called boredom, depressions, or become fashions now. They feel like it is part of their life. No, it is not part of our life. Violence is not part of our life. Unconscious breakthrough, getting conscious breakthrough is our sole purpose in our life.
Yes. Even the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in one of his presidential addresses, in one of his satsangs, he gave an example from mathematics. There's the concept of pi, right? This number, this pi, it appears everywhere. If we see, if we look in the nature, if we start exploring into the mysteries of the universe, in the nature around us, Once some of these constants, some of these numbers start appearing again and again. So there's a very juicy kind of a relationship between these numbers and the whole universe and the whole cosmos. It's like a code really, which is embedded in the whole cosmos. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shared that, but these concepts such as pi, it's not something which mediocre people can understand, nor will they even cherish. It is only the people who go beyond, who break out from this whole mediocre mindset, they only start cherishing these rare gifts, these things, these mysteries of the universe. Only they start, taking, actually enjoying all these things and trying to understand it more and more. Similar is the problem with the current modern day humanity, especially if we talk about the Hindu civilization. We've become so mediocre. The worst thing that has happened to the Hindu civilization, as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism puts it, is that we have just lost all these sciences, right? For example, the science, if you take about the very basic from the Vedas and Agamas, the science of conscious 3D printing, literally manifesting whatever you want from consciousness, using consciousness as the resource to create the life that we want. It can be termed in terms of anything. It can be health, it can be the kind of body we want, the kind of relationships, the people we want around us, where we want to live, manifesting that kind of a place in your life, that kind of a profession, that kind of a skill set, mind, that kind of a brain, intelligence, anything. Losing all these sciences, all these advanced sciences, is the worst calamity. It is not even the brutal genocide that has happened, which has been happening for thousands of years now, right? Genocide after genocide of the Hindu civilization, literally brutal killings and massacres happening. Very important statement Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism making. Even that is not the worst calamity. Worst calamity is the whole living Hindu population now becoming mediocre and not even trying to delve into these higher truths and mysteries which have made the Hindu civilization such a great contributor in our whole history. If we look at in every form, in every dimension, Hindu civilization has contributed. Hindus have been such great contributors, and at the same time being such a non-violent, the most non-violent civilization. That is really the Hindu narrative that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is trying to make people understand. The whole narrative that is projected out there about Hindus, about Hinduism, about the Hindu civilization is completely a simple tool of brainwash and false narrative, false history, meant only to destroy the Hindu civilization. Why to destroy Hindu civilization? So that society can be continued to keep in that dull, dampening, deluded state of consciousness. Because Hinduism reveals to you the higher truths of your being, gives you the possibilities, tells you who you really are, what is your purpose in life, what you are meant to do, and what is it that you're stuck in doing. Simply living 9 to 5 for your entire life is not the purpose of your life. The purpose of your life is to manifest super consciousness, is to realize you are one with Paramashiva. And that is why Paramashiva himself has landed as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism today, to make the humanity understand, to pull the society out of this deluded mindset and this mediocre mindset, giving them the initiations, giving them the understanding about who they really are. But the unfortunate reality is that is the very reason society has attacked the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism so much. It has attacked all the gurus, all the incarnations who try to pull the society out of this mediocre, deluded mindset. Whoever is revealing these great truths to humanity about the whole nature of cosmos, about the whole purpose of the life, deluded people who are in control, who want to keep the human beings as the slave of the lower frequencies, they do not want humanity to know the great truths, that you are consciousness, you are Paramashiva. You are not taught these truths. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says that you are not taught these truths, and they make, for example, the gurus and the incarnations and the teachers who teach you these truths, they put up a false image, false allegations against them, and keep these gurus and incarnations away from human beings. They start creating all kinds of controversies and false images about these great beings that happen very rarely on the planet Earth, just to keep them away from the humanity, so that they can continue to control the society and keep it at a deluded stage. That is the very reason the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has gone through so many attacks, so much of mudslinging, media attacks, slander, lawfare, so many in all forms, the worst attacks, the worst kind of a cultural genocide that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and his community has faced from the last 2 decades since he has started his public life. This is a testimony to the fact how the society And especially those who are in control, they don't want people to know, to practice these higher truths, that they are consciousness. That is why it becomes more and more important for you, even more important for you to delve into these truths, to catch the opportunity, rare opportunities, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is making himself available to all of you freely, easily accessible over the internet itself, for you to just sit and receive these powerful cognitions, so that you can liberate yourself once and for all. And not only you, you can invite everyone else you know in your immediate circle, even your acquaintances who you have even met for once at least, to call them and make them also experience the best gifts that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is sharing today. And as we are preparing for the darshan that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is going, so let's take this opportunity to sign up for the Mahaparamashivam program. The link is being projected. The QR code is also projected. You can scan the QR code or go to the link paramashivam.org, register for the Mahaparamashivam program to receive the darshan and get initiated into the great, the auspicious, all these great sciences of Sanatana Hindu Dharma that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is now reviving, is initiating, and just to make the people manifest the greatest, the best gifts, make them manifest the life they want, make them manifest highest consciousness, the Paramashiva, giving them the Paramashivam experience itself. Yes, Maharaj. So, anything you want to add to that?
Also, we have a wonderful Guru Purnima coming up.
Yes.
Which is like just one day away. So all the participants who, I think so many years we have been continuously trying to express our gratitude. So here Kailasa has made a platform for all of us to express our gratitude to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The QR code is also being projected on the ground, the screen, scroll as well. Use the link to submit your gratitude towards the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Let's get ready to have the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
Chandrashekara Murti, the Paramashiva manifested to save moon, Chandra.
Once Prajapati Daksha, whose 27 daughters are married to moon, Chandra, the Prajapati Daksha got angry because Chandra was more attracted towards Rohini, and Daksha cursed Chandra, his own son-in-law, that you let you lose all the glory and the luminance of 16 parts. So when Chandra started losing all the parts and dying, he ran to Mahadeva and took refuge under Mahadeva, asking for protection. Mahadeva put the moon on his head. The moment Mahadeva put the moon on his head, the moon's curse disappeared. The curse cannot come to moon anymore. And thus he protected Chandra and protected the world.
மெய் என்று அஞ்ஞான திமிரேறி பொய்யெல்லாம் மெய் என்று அஞ்ஞான திமிரேறி பாவங்கள் பல செய்து கர்மங்களை மூட்டை கட்டி பாவங்கள் பல செய்து கர்மங்களை மூட்டை கட்டி பிறப்பெடுத்த பல உயிர்க்கு ஞானத்தை அருள வந்த கைலாயம் தனிலுறையும் நித்யானந்த பரம்பொருளே கைலாயம் தனிலுறையும் நித்யானந்த பரம்பொருளே ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் மன்னதனில் பிறந்த இது மாண்டு விடும் உயிர்களுக்கு மன்னதனில் பிறந்த இது மாண்டு விடும் உயிர்களுக்கு எண்ணமிலா வாழ்வுதனை வாழவைத்து சீர் செய்த எண்ணமிலா வாழ்வுதனை வாழவைத்து சீர் செய்த சுண்ண வெந்நீரணியும் ஈசனே நேசனே கைலாயம் தனிலுறையும் நித்யானந்த பரம்பொருளே கைலாயம் தனிலுறையும் நித்யானந்த பரம்பொருளே ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் அஞ்ஞான பஞ்சத்தால் வாழ்விழக்கும் மாந்தர்க்கு கீதையின் பாதையை வழுவாமல் இடித்துரைக்கும் அஞ்ஞான பஞ்சத்தால் வாழ்விழக்கும் மாந்தர்க்கு கீதையின் பாதையை வழுவாமல் இடித்துரைக்கும் பாரத போர் நடத்திய மாதவன கேசவனே பாரத போர் நடத்திய மாதவன கேசவனே கைலாயம் தனிலுறையும் நித்யானந்த பரம்பொருளே ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் பிறப்பென்னும் இறப்பென்னும் விளையாட்டு பல ஆடி ஞானமெனும் நிலையடைய ஆலயம் பல ஓடி பிறப்பென்னும் இறப்பென்னும் விளையாட்டு பல ஆடி ஞானமெனும் நிலையடைய ஆலயம் பல ஓடி தவம் செய்யும் அடியார்க்கு முக்தியை தர வந்த தவம் செய்யும் அடியார்க்கு முக்தியை தர வந்த கைலாயம் தனிலுறையும் நித்யானந்த பரம்பொருளே ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் வேதனையலகப்பட்டு குண்டு விழுமாந்தற்கு வேதத்தின் சாரத்தை அனுபவமாய் தந்தருள வேதனையலகப்பட்டு குண்டு விழுமாந்தற்கு வேதத்தின் சாரத்தை அனுபவமாய் தந்தருள மானுட வேடமிட்டு பூமியில் வந்திறங்கி கைலாயம் தனிலுறையும் நித்யானந்த பரம்பொருளே கைலாயம் தனிலுறையும் நித்யானந்த பரம்பொருளே ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் தேடி தினமோடும் வாழ்வுதனை வாழ்ந்த எனை கன நேரம் மறவாமல் தொடர்ந்து என்னை ஆட்சி செய்ய வேதனையும் துக்கமும் தொடர்ந்து என்னை ஆட்சி செய்ய வேதனையை அறுக்க வந்த வேதத்தின் முதல்வனே துக்கத்தை போக்க வந்த தூயவனே நாயகனே வேதனையை அறுக்க வந்த வேதத்தின் முதல்வனே துக்கத்தை போக்க வந்த தூயவனே நாயகனே கைலாயம் தனிலுரையும் நித்யானந்த பரம்பொருளே கைலாயம் தனிலுரையும் நித்யானந்த பரம்பொருளே ஓம் நித்யானந்த பரமசிவோகம் ஓம் நித்யானந்த
mariza sariza zazariza paripa mari mariza. कालरुद्राय ते नमः, वीरभद्राय ते नमः, नित्यानन्दाय ते नमः। சிவன் சேவடி போற்றி, நேயத்தே நின்றறிமலனடி போற்றி, ஆரப்பிறப்பருக்கும் மன்னனடி போற்றி, சீரார் பெருந்துரை நம் தேவனடி போற்றி, ஆராத இன்பம் அருளும் மலை போற்றி. ஈசனே சிந்தை கவனம் நேசனே நீ வருவாய், பூவோடு கனிகளை கொண்டு உன்னை பூஜித்தோ அருள் தருவாய். கலி என்னும் கடலினில் மூழ்கிட்டேயும் இனி கரம் தந்து காத்திட்டு கருணை பொய்கையில் அலர்ந்திட்ட அளவற்கும் போல உன் திருவடியில் வாழ்ந்திட வாராய் அருணாச்சலனே நீ வாராய், அகண்ட ஜோதியனே வாராய், அல்லல் நீக்கிடவே வாராய், அகிலம் போற்றுகின்ற ஈசனே சிந்தை கவர்ந்த நேசனே நீ வருவாய், பூவோடு கனிகளை கொண்டு பூஜித்தோம் அருள் தருவாய்.
Chemist with very simple, albeit first world problem. His toilet bowl was disgusting, and he refused to spend hours
first visualize the wooden piece, the mattu spindle in your hand is your Merudanda, means your spine. And visualize you are inhaling and exhaling. That prana movements is only churning it. Listen. Through your prana movement, you are churning. Actually, keeping a wooden spindle in your hand and churning will help your visualization deep and you to experience the cosmic kundalini in your spine. So take it. Take the spindle, mattu, in your hand. Keep in your hand. Visualize this Merudanda, this spindle is your spine, and churn it. Churn it intensely. Visualizing your spine getting churned. I'll churn the cosmic kundalini in you. I'll awaken the powers of Aushadha Darshana in you. Aushadha Darshana means you will be able to identify any medicine for any disease and make anything into medicine. Take the spindle and start the churning. Om, Om, Om.
ಶಿವ 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 ಶಿವನೇ ಬಂದು அவதரித்தான் கைலைய நாயக நாடிடும் ஆட்டத்தில் சைவத்தையே அவன் புனரமைத்தான் ಶಿವ 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 ಶಿವನೇ ಬಂದು அவதரித்தான் கைலைய நாயக நாடிடும் ஆட்டத்தில் சைவத்தையே அவன் புனரமைத்தான் நித்யானந்தா 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 ஞானமும் கொண்ட சக்தியும் பரமனாக நெஞ்சில் பதித்தது அஷ்டசக்தியும் 10 திசைகளும் உன் புகழை பறைசாற்றியது கைலையை படைத்த கலைஞனே கைலை நாயகா பரமேஸ்வரா உந்தன் அருமையை அகிலம் பரப்பிட படையெடுப்பனே
Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Nithyanandam, let us continue the process, the initiation that we have just received. Let us continue to manifest this. Visualize your spine being churned. Literally, you should visualize it. And experience that happening. You will manifest Swamiji in your life immediately as the Paramashiva, the Garudantika Murti in your life. Continue to visualize. Go on visualizing. The visualization process is what makes the manifestation happen in your being. Continue to visualize. As intense the visualization is in you, that intense the manifestation will happen. Go on visualizing. The spindle churning as your spine.
மண்ணே மாமலையே மணியே மாணிக்கமே மரகதமே வைரமே பொன்னே புகழ் சேர் பொன்மலையே சோதி வடிவான ரூபனே என் குருநாதா என் குருநாதா என் குருநாதா அஞ்ஞான கடல் நீங்கி கணக்கு ஆத்ம ஞானம் அளிப்பாய் குருநாதா நித்யானந்தா ஆத்ம ஞானம் அளிப்பாய் நித்யா கங்கை முடிக்கொண்டு நர்த்தனம் புரியும் ஈசனே சுடலை பொடி பூசி புடுக்கை தன்னை ஏந்தும் காலனே புலிதோலனே வீடு விழியால் உள்ள முறைகின்ற மதுரை மாநகரின் ராசனே இன்னல்களை கலைந்து இன்பங்களை அளிக்கும் சுந்தர வடமணி நேசனே ஆயுத திங்கள் நித்த முறைகின்ற செவ்விழி கொண்ட செல்வனே சொக்கனே எந்த சோமனே ஐயா சோதி வடிவான ரூபனே அடிமுடி காணா மலையே அகிலமும் போற்றிடும் ஐயனே நால்வர் போற்றிட நயமுடனாடிடும் நாதனே ஆழ காலம் உண்டு ஆழம் காடுதனில் ஆனந்த நடமிடும் ஆதி செய்வனே மங்கையிடம் கொண்டு கங்கை முடி கொண்டு நர்த்தனம் புரியும் ஈசனே சுடலை முடி பூசி உடுகை அடையேந்தும் காலனே புலிதோலனே மீனின் விழிகால் உள்ள முறைகின்ற மதுரை மாநகரின் ராசனே இன்னல்களை கலைந்து இன்பங்களை அளிக்கும் சுந்தர வடமணி நேசனே மங்ககவளிடம் கொண்டு நீயாடி வாடியார்க்கு இருவினைகள் தீர்த்தருளவே நித்யனே இடவத்தின் மேலேறிவா என்றென்றும் ஈசனை தானாடிட புவிதனில் சுந்தரனை நீயாடிவா தினமும் நீ விசும்பு தந்தருளவே நேசனே மலனே நீயாடிவா இமையோர்கள் இன்னலை கலந்திடும் தேவா தேவாதி தேவா சதா சிவா பாபா குருவாக வந்து திருவருள் புரிவாய் நித்யானந்தனே முக்தி தரவாவா பிறவியில் உரைகின்ற பிரமனே நீயாடிவா மண்ணாய் உரைபவனே அப்பாய் காட்சி தரும் எங்கள் ஆணை காவலசே ஆதிகந்தமிழாத ஜோதியாய் அருணகிரி உரைநாதனே உலகை இயக்கிடும் வாயு வடிவே காலசக்தி ஈசனே தொழுதிடத்தில்லை நகர்தனி வானில் ஆடும் கூத்தனே பஞ்சபூதமும் நித்தம் பணியும் பரமனே பரமேசனே ரசித நித்ய வைபவ குப்த கைலை வாசனே ஈசனே சர்வேசனே பரமேசனே ஜகதீசனே நித்யனே ஆனந்தனே என் ஜீவனே குரு சேவனே நித்யனே ஆனந்தனே என் ஜீவனே குரு சேவனே நித்யனே ஆனந்தனே என் ஜீவனே
confusion and everybody's stressed out. The only one to save us is him, there's no doubt. He's a Dashiva Mahadeva. He's an avatar of everything at his feet. So feel free, just let it be. Watch him come while you listen to me. In the Hulakatai, Arasan Pol Bararada, Adayarada, he Solada, Adayarada. Should I tell you who's here? None other than Nithyananda. Jagat Guru Nithyananda. Yemperuman Nithyananda. That's right, Paramahamsa Nithyananda. Shiva Mahadeva say, I see you and don't track my heart goes stuck. Let's sing it once more. Nithyananda Shiva Mahadeva say, I see you and don't track my heart goes stuck. He's a Shiva Mahadeva. He's an avatar of everything at his feet. So feel free, just let it be. Watch him come while you listen to me. In the Hulagatai, Arasan Pol Vararada, Inyarada, Avanedan Shivanavaran Yamberumanada. None other than Nithyananda. Jagat Guru Nithyananda. Yemperuman Nithyananda. That's right, Paramahamsa Nithyananda. आंखों पे हर बाधा हटा कर सब दूर दूर जो है कह जाएंगे कि सब देखते रह जाएंगे। त्रिनेत्र जागरण जो इसे कहते हैं, कथाओं में जो सुनने को मिलते हैं, कहने में जो लगे नहीं इतना आसान, चुश्चुर इतना भी नहीं मुश्किल, बात बनेगी संपूर्ति जब साथ है। तो आओ एक दीक्षा की तो बात है, सारी दुनिया में मगर एक ही इंसान, उप्स नॉट इंसान ये है भगवान। जय 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 नित्यानंदा, जय शिव शंकर नित्यानंदा, जय 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 नित्यानंदा, जय शिव शंकर नित्यानंदा।
ಅರುವರಂತೆ ಅಣ್ಣಾಮಲಯೋನೆ ಆನಂದ ನಿತ್ಯನೆ காலத்திலும் எம் கண்முன்னே நீயாடிவா அழகு திருநடமிடும் எங்கள் அம்மையப்பனே பழகு தமிழில் உனை பாடி நின்றோம் தூயவனே ஞானவனே நித்யானந்தனே தெய்வ திருநடமாடிவா தெய்வ திருநடமாடிவா கவலைகள் யாவும் நீங்கிட கொண்ட விரல் யாவும் ஆட அண்டமே கூத்தாடிட சின்ன தெளிய சத்தியம் தரும் நித்திய குருவாகிவிட சின்ன தெளிய சத்தியம் தரும் நித்திய குருவாகிவிட தக 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 தகவன ஆடிவா நித்யானந்தா குருநாதனே நீ ஆடிவா தக 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 தகவன ஆடிவா நித்யானந்தா கிரி சக்தியே நீ ஆடிவா. மேகாலயாய் திரண்ட நித்யனவன் கூந்தலாட தேகமதில் தேங்கும் எந்த திராநோயும் தீர்ந்துவிட நின்றவனை எங்கும் உயிர்க்காக நீயும் ஆட வேண்டும் நித்யனே நீ ஆடி ஆடிவா. மேகாலயாய் திரண்ட நித்யனவன் கூந்தலாட தேகமதில் தேங்கும் எந்த திராநோயும் தீர்ந்துவிட நின்றவனை எங்கும் உயிர்க்காக நீயும் ஆட வேண்டும் நித்யனே நீ ஆடி ஆடிவா. தாரில் குழையாட கள்ளங்கள் யாவும் ஓட தேடும் அந்த ஞானம் தரும் தான பாதையில் கூட உன்னை சேர்த்திட ஞானத்தில் ஆண்டிட ஞானமும் கொண்டு விட தக 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 தகவன ஆடிவா நித்யானந்தா குருநாதனே நீ ஆடிவா தக 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 தகவன ஆடிவா நித்யானந்தா கிரி சக்தியே நீ ஆடிவா.
Kailasa welcomes all of you to the 8th day celebration of the Guru Purnima Brahmotsavam, which celebrates the happening of our beloved Bhagavan, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, the ultimate manifestation, the Paramavatara of Paramashiva in our lives as our Guru or Master. Guru Purnima Brahmotsavam is being celebrated all over Kailasa, the first nation for all Hindus. Today, on the 8th day of these celebrations, we are celebrating the revival of the Shakta Sampradaya of Sanatana Hindu Dharma by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Shakta is one of the most unique and powerful traditions in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, which is centered around mother worship or the worship of the cosmic feminine. Despite being an altogether independent Sampradaya in itself, Shakta's fragrance is present in almost all of the Sampradayas of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Today, here in Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam at the Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Sarvajnapeetham, we are worshipping Devi Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti herself, who is the focused form of all the gods and all the goddesses. Also today, we revere the Guru of the Shakta Sampradaya, Sri Tiruchi Swamigal, who personally mentored the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the knowledge of Shaktam and molded him to be a perfect sannyasi. The Utsav Vigraha of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, graces us here today as Devi Paramashiva Shakti, giving the divine Arulvak, the Akashic revelations, as the reviver of the Shakta Sampradaya of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, who is reviving the original powerful
Shri Kailasa Pradhanaya Nithyanandaya Mangalam Yoga Pattabhishiktaya Raja Sannyasa Dharine Shri Kailasa Pradhanaya Nithyanandaya Mangalam Sarvabhaumaikapatyaya Raja Rajachidaya Cha Shri Kailasa Pradhanaya Nithyanandaya Mangalam Mangalam Kalpavrikshaya Mangalam Jnanadayine Paramashivaya Shri Nithyanandeshwaraya Mangalam Mangalam Shri Vidyambaye Mangalam Kamadayinye Sarva Mangaladhatri Nithyanandeshwarye Mangalam Mangalam Gurudevaya Moksha Mulaya Mangalam Paramavatārāya Nithyanandāya Gurave Mangalam Tvam Smrutamaham Dhanya Mama Pranamaheshwara Gangadharanameti Stotrasthanam Dadamyaham Hari Om Tatsat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukar Paramastu Om Nithyanandam.
That was such a powerful darshan that we received from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as part of the Paramashivam program. Now it is time to manifest the powers of Paramashiva with the grace and blessings that we just received from Swamiji, that we are established in the space of oneness to manifest the powers. Today we are going to be manifesting the power of mind reading, where you're going to be able to read your own mind and the mind of the other person. So let us get ready for the power manifestation. All you need is just a paper and pen, so just get the paper and pen and sit down. So today we are going to be doing the same process that Swamiji initiated us into, that we just received, visualizing that our spine is churning like the spindle. We are going to be visualizing that while we are manifesting the Shaktis. Yes. For the power manifestation, just sit down with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. The best posture would be Padmasana, your legs crossed. Keep the paper and pen in front of you. For the first round, you're going to be manifesting this power on yourself. Scanning the mind and reading the mind is not just to see what thoughts are going on, but why those thoughts are going on. You will see the details of that, and you will see the whole history of the thoughts itself, the whole thought current of that person or of yourself. You'll be able to see, scan, and also get a solution from the third eye. So you will be manifesting third eye solutions for yourself also in this power manifestation of the mind reading. So everyone who have connected with us on the YouTube and the Facebook, let us now begin the power manifestation. Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Close your eyes. Visualize the darshan that we just received. Swamiji. Just sit in the space of oneness with Swamiji, Paramashiva himself. We're going to be starting with reading your own mind. Let us begin the power manifestation. Close your eyes. Sit straight. Let us start chanting the Mahavakya now to invoke the presence of Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, inside us. Start chanting the Mahavakya while you visualize that your spine is churning like the spindle. Literally, your whole being will start manifesting that. You literally feel all the powerlessness that you're feeling just melting away with this one visualization. Start visualizing this. The initiation that we just received will make us manifest the powers of the mind reading. Let us start chanting the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Now, just request Swamiji in your third eye. Swamiji, please show me whatever is going on inside me. Just show me whatever is there. Whatever the thought currents you are facing, whatever the thought currents you're having, why those thoughts are coming up, and what is the reason behind it, and how to get rid of those thought currents, and only manifest Swamiji, Paramashiva himself in your life. Just request this, and with this space, continue to manifest the power. We're going to be manifesting this power for the next 2 more minutes. Continue to chant the Mahavakya while you manifest. See how the thought currents are going inside you. Write down all of the thought currents that you're feeling, that you're seeing inside you. And now you'll start seeing the solution as well. For you to manifest the complete completion, the initiation that Swamiji has just bestowed upon us, the visualization of the churning in the spine. We just go on visualizing this, that is enough. You will naturally, all the thought currents that is there inside you will just melt away, and you will manifest the complete space of unclutching. We have a few more seconds. So intensely chant the Mahavakya and write down everything. Yes, you can relax now. If you have not finished writing everything that you saw about yourself inside your third eye, you can continue writing now. You have a few more seconds. I give you a few minutes. Maybe you can just take 1 or 2 minutes to write down everything. Write everything down. Yes, it is time to move on to the next round. In this round, you're going to be manifesting this power for someone else. And manifesting this power for yourself itself is so exciting. Like, you might be thinking, oh, how can I manifest this power on myself? This is the power of mind reading. I know what is going on in my mind. You might be thinking like this, but it is not actually like that. It is something more than that. When you scan yourself and see the thoughts inside you, you come into such a deep space of awareness where the thoughts are just dropping, and you come into that space. You'll be able to literally see all of those thoughts like just going away from you, and just Swamiji filling your inner space. That is how this power manifestation happens. That is why we are manifesting this power first on ourselves. And then now it is time to manifest this power on anyone else. So you can call anyone that you want to manifest this power for. If they're physically with you, you can just sit in front of them and ask them to just sit in front of you and relax. If both of you are manifesting the power, that's amazing. You can just scan your minds for each other. In this power itself, there are so many different levels and different ways of different ways that you can manifest this power. Like, if you can ask, you can do this throughout the day also. This is not only that you have to manifest this power right now. You can manifest this power throughout the day, anytime that you want. So all you need to do is just close your eyes, visualize Swamiji, and visualize the initiation that you just received, and get into that space again, and you will start manifesting this power immediately. So other things you can do is like, maybe you can ask someone to think of something in their mind and write that down in a paper and keep it with them. And you scan that and you see what they're having in their mind and tell them. So there's another version of the power that you can manifest. There are so many different variations that you can manifest this power in, because it is all just manifesting Swamiji, Paramashiva in our life. So it just becomes, the whole power itself is open for you to do all kinds of different ways of manifestation. And also it is very important that when you're scanning someone's mind, you get their consent from them, that you should always tell them that you're going to be doing the power manifestation on them and scanning their mind. Only once you do that, you can scan. So now sit in front of your partners and tell them that you're going to be scanning their mind. If you have a partner, now let us start the power manifestation. We're going to be starting it in another 1 minute. Let us begin the power manifestation now. Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Close your eyes and visualize the churning of your spine like spindle. Visualize, literally it is just churning from top to bottom. You will feel such an ecstasy inside you when you visualize this, because Swamiji has initiated you. Because if you just normally try to visualize that your spine is turning, you might feel like you're getting tired or something like that. But when you have been initiated into this process directly and you start visualizing this, it becomes a power manifestation inside you. So go on visualizing this again and again. That will break all the thought currents and the powerlessness that is happening inside you, if there is anything. Let us now start the power manifestation with chanting the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Continuously chant the Mahavakya. Just keep the intention in your inner space with a request to Swamiji. Swamiji, please show me whatever is happening in the other person's mind. Whatever Swamiji has to reveal from the other person's mind, just request for this. And continue to chant the Mahavakya with the visualization of the churning spine as the spindle. You'll start seeing that you're manifesting this power and seeing the thought currents that the other person is having. You do not have to think that, okay, I will be able to see the other person and see inside the person's head what is going on. I can see the thought currents moving like the letters moving. Now, do not expect anything from this power manifestation. That is the first thing. If you start trying to restrict yourself into, okay, this is how I have to see, this is how I have to see, you will not be able to manifest the power. Do not restrict yourself to anything like that. Just open yourself up completely to Swamiji for him to manifest in any way that he decides to manifest in you. In that space, and with this conviction, continue to manifest the power. We have 1 more minute to manifest the power. See the movement of the thoughts in the other person's mind. If you want to write it down now, you can write it down now itself, or you will be given time after this power manifestation. After this round, you will be given a few minutes to write down everything. You can do it either way. Now continue to manifest the power. We have a few more seconds to manifest the power. Go on chanting the Mahavakya in the inner space with the visualization and manifesting the power. Yes. Now you can relax and start writing down everything that you saw in your third eye. You have successfully manifested the power of the scanning of other person's mind and your own mind. Yes, that is something amazing. We have manifested the power after the initiation that we just received. So go ahead and write down everything that you see about the other person, the mind reading that you just saw. If you have not finished writing, you can go ahead and write. Yes, continue writing now. You have a few seconds. Yes. Now you can go to the social media and share your experiences on the social media. You can go to the Facebook and you can add your post over there. You can take photos of yourself manifesting the power of mind reading with the partner you had to manifest this power. So go to the social media. You can go to the Facebook and you can put your post over there. If you've taken a photo, you can share the photo. Or if you want to make a short video, you can make a short video of your experience from the darshan and how you have manifested the power and what kind of experience you had during the darshan itself, how you manifested Swamiji and what you felt during the darshan. You can go ahead and share it on the social media. And while you're sharing it on the social media, make sure to use the hashtag Kailasa, hashtag Nithyananda, hashtag power manifestation, and also the hashtag Mahaparamashivoham, as the darshan that we just received was part of the Mahaparamashivoham program. Please share your experiences on the social media. With this, we come to the end of today's power manifestation. Let us get ready to finish with the Purna Mantra. If you are still sharing your experiences on the social media, you can join us for the Purna Mantra now and continue sharing after the Purna Mantra. Please join us for the Purna Mantra now. Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Keep your hands in the Anjali Mudra. Close your eyes. Visualize Swamiji and offer the gratitude towards Swamiji for giving us all this opportunity to manifest the powers and receive the darshan. Let us now finish with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, everyone.